piece, or this drawing is my first piece on Pastelmat Board, and I used the white just so that I'd get used to the surface, and it's very similar. I find it very similar to the sheets. It might be a little bit smoother. It feels more velvety than the sheets. And again, you can see here, this little Shetland pony had a very thick shaggy mane, which is all hanging down here. And this is how I would work. So I'm using Morton Violet for this shadow, the shadow colours, and I'm just laying that in very gently, very lightly. So that was one layer. And I just get the flow, the length of the fur and the flow, the shapes. And where it's lighter, I just go straight in with the lighter colour. So this is burnt ochre. And I just lay that down. So that's just a couple of very light layers. And that way I can make sure everything's reading correctly. And when I'm happy with the structure of the mane, then I will keep just going over and over the layers, adding more layers till I'm happy with the values. And here he's got this, his very thick forelock is hanging over the mane. So this was sort of interesting as it is coming in down here. And all I've done is cut into those strands. And then, so some areas there, if you want to clean that up, you can just add a bit of tape. So I pop a bit of tape down and just add a squiggly, and it'll just take enough pencil off to add another little strand of hair. And I do keep working just backwards and forwards till I'm happy. Now you might find you come back and a bit more of the grain will have appeared, and that's normal. It just absorbs a little bit of the pencil as it goes, and you just come back in and just add a little bit more pencil. And now here I have sort of worked back to front, but I do use a hand bridge so I won't smudge it. But here I have finally sort of got to my final layers where he's quite dark here, just to get a nice dark in, and his nostrils as well. So then I used a final, quite a hard pressure, or when I say medium to hard, just to get that nice density of colour. But as you can see, there's quite a lot of textures happening there. He's got this velvety nose, and again it's just looking at your colours, thinking of the texture, and just applying it gently till you're happy with how it's all coming together. And just smoothing out, your transitions are important. So that's looking a little bit hard there, so I'll just smooth those transitions out a little bit. And you've got the fur, thick fur here, short fur here. So again, these are going to be short little circular strokes, just to get that nice smooth texture. Just keep working over and over. And then you've got the longer fur, which again is done more by shapes, thinking of the clumps of hair, just a few individual strands, just to let the viewer know that, what's sort of happening at the end. They are individual hairs, but you don't need too many. It becomes too busy. It's sort of, there's enough there to tell you what's happening. And just defining the shape and the structure thicker over here, so we make it more of a bulk, leave the light highlights that are catching the light, making it look round. And again here, just coming in and working a few of those end little strands in, and coming backwards and forwards and just getting that the tones right. But it's been a very enjoyable surface to use, and it's a little bit different to the sheets, but very, very similar as well. So lovely, lovely surface.